2016 we bought a boat we aptly called Mood Swings, primarily as a platform to film our online fishing courses and to travel to remote fishing destinations. Our latest journey heading south was plagued by mechanical issues, but not to be deterred, we decided to head north after the repairs and put up with the challenges associated with monsoonal weather. Hi, I'm Ryan Moody, this is my wife Karen, our two sea dogs, me mate Maxie, and our fishing weapon, the blue boat. Join us on our northern adventure as we have a few dramas, see some amazing locations and catch some great fish, heading north to Lizard Island and beyond. Another beautiful morning on our journey north, and today is another travel day, and I expect to reach Noble Island by mid to late afternoon. I've promised Karen we would spend some more time there as we didn't get to have a good look last time we were there. But before we head off, I was just curious to have a look at a small strip of yellow zone inside the point to see what sort of life was around. The water was fairly barren of fish apart from a few mullet, and the water did seem very, very clear, which usually means slow fishing for some of our coastal species. It looked like reasonable country, however, with lots of oyster-covered rock bars peppered around the place.
Things you got to do to get your lure back.
Maybe on larger tides, when the water clouds up, the fish will move back in, and this region should see some great mangrove jack fishing at times. But I wasn't going to waste any more time here, as I also wanted to take a quick look at some rubble ground I found on our way in. A few good fish on it, but unfortunately a ton of small trevally which became a pest, so it was time to continue on our way north and get to Noble Island. I'm really keen to have a bit more of a look at that unique looking place. After a long tow, I also like to give Mood Swings a good run to avoid carbon build-up in the engine.
We've beat the rain and we have made a little bit of just a fast run, and here we are at Noble Island. We first saw this island from way in the distance when we were out at sea a couple of trips ago, and it just looked really odd, sort of sticking up and red, very unusual compared to the flat coral cays that you mostly see. And we thought we must go and have a look there, so we detoured and came here, and at that time it hadn't been raining, so it was just starkly red and orange like something out of an Arizona desert, with these beautiful green mangrove patches on either side. It's actually the inside of an old volcano. They've found gold here, and also used to be a guano mine, I believe. We haven't found any evidence of that, but we couldn't stay very long last time. So this time I said to Ryan, I want to stay overnight here so we can go ashore and really explore well. Because sometimes when you've got to go from one anchorage to another, you've got to get there in time for the right weather conditions, etc. We've got good weather conditions now, so we can stay here for the night and spend some time, if the midgies don't chase us off, exploring the island. There's a turtle in the shallows. He's got moss all over his back, which means he's got floating syndrome. See him floating there on the surface? It means that they're floating on the surface and moss grows on it, so they can't dive. And for a green turtle, that means starvation because they eat seagrass and bits of coral and stuff like that. So if we go up to him, he'll be really emaciated, one would expect, and he can't dive to get away from him. So it's a really very sad story for that turtle. He's got gas in his tummy and he can't dive, which means he can't feed. That's probably why he's up in the shallows, because it's actually quite shallow here, with seagrass is growing really shallow too, so he's probably been feeding. And he's also having also having trouble breathing because the back end of the shell has got so much gas in it. If we were closer to a rehab facility, my friend Jenny rehabilitates turtles like that, but we can't cart a turtle around for weeks on our back deck. We can't feed, it'll overheat. Maybe it'll pass the obstruction, hopefully, and here on this nice little beach you can get up and have a rest, but left to its own devices, probably not a good prognosis for that turtle. Very sad.
Hi guys, Ryan here. I'm stoked you're here on our YouTube channel and really hope you're enjoying the video. We'd love to hear from our viewers, so feel free to leave a comment below and don't forget to subscribe. When you subscribe and comment, it really helps the channel gain visibility and helps us reach more people, which we really appreciate. Righto, let's get back to the video.
So yesterday we circumnavigated 𝗚𝗡𝗧 Island and it was so magnificent, and just the wildlife, the structures, the caves, the mangroves was so interesting. We couldn't leave. We had to do it again this morning with a bit more time, a little bit more sunlight on our side. So let's go and explore this magnificent island and see what we can discover. See, the water's starting to creep in now. Before, when we were here yesterday, it was low tide. That was all exposed.
Yeah.
And it becomes even more magical.
Look at the colour of those mangroves.
I know. It's amazing. I just love the rusty colour, the white.
They're different colour to the coastal mangroves.
You could just spend all day, if the midges weren't so bad, just watching the fish swimming around the mangrove roots. See, the water inundates into these areas and it's just a nursery ground for amazing numbers of fish species.
That's lovely, isn't it?
All the little baby
So
fish swimming in there around the roots, protected from the predators.
At least these flats are pretty clear of big gibbers. It's just flat, isn't it?
And with the giant hill in the background, it's like you're on another planet. You don't know where to look, hey, because everything is just so sort of alien.
Certainly different landscapes.
But that mangrove forest, it's just the most magical place, isn't it? It's fabulous. You know, we're so lucky, babe. So lucky.
Many people get to come and see this sort of thing.
Check out the turtles. There's a couple of little turtles. Oh.
There's quite a few of them here, actually.
Yeah, I've seen a few. And the one yesterday that was floating. But this one looks pretty healthy. And the structures in the rocks. So many things to look at, so many nuances, so much history, so much, you're just in awe. This bit here with these 3 caves, like you could just sit here in the boat on the electric and just stare at that. It's like looking at an amazing painting, isn't it? It's like a moonscape. Like bare and windswept. You know, the seams of different rock, some goes this way, the way some of it's smooth, some of it's jagged. I think that's what's so interesting. Some of it's smooth and rounded, you know, like the caves are circular and looks like water tunnels down off that, you know, when it's raining. And then these bits are so jagged and sharp. It's like nature's art.
It's a great place to hide some rum, so we've always got it on tap. We run out, we know where to go to.
Noble Island.
Noble Island.
Pirate Island.
Well, look.
How are you going to remember where you put it?
Well, it'd have to be the most piratey looking island in Australia, wouldn't it?
Totally.
You know, if you're going to hide something, you'd hide it here.
So Stephen and I are going to go ashore and do a little bit of exploring. Ryan's going to stay here with the boat and the dogs because National Park, they can't come ashore. Treats in the bag. You're going to have to move away from the beach because they'll jump off.
I know.
Nah.
Not this time. Come on.
Right. So last time we couldn't come ashore because we didn't have the time to stop. We had to get to the right anchorage. And today we've got a little bit of time. So I've wanted to have a bit of a climb on this craggy lion rock for a while. And yeah, see if we can find some really neat structures. I haven't even gone 10 feet from the boat nearly, and already I'm just in awe of the different structures of rock. These are like quartz crystals just sticking out. Then there's like this smooth grey. And then you have these little slivers of almost looks like rust. It's like a bit of rusty metal, but it's not, it's part of the rock. And that's what's creating those amazing structures at the top of this craggy rock. That's just a bigger version of these bits. I wish I knew more about geology. Although I suppose you can just come here and admire it and not have to name it. That might be even better. They apparently did some tungsten mining on this island and also found gold and also guano, bird poo. And apparently there is a mine shaft about 9 metres above sea level. That's sort of what we're looking for today, if we're looking for anything. Found this cave, but doesn't look like it goes anywhere. It's just a natural cave in the rock. It's not man-made, that one. We'll keep looking. Lots of microplastics on the beach. That one's not so micro. Oh, there's the other half of it. But lots of little bits of bottle tops and these tiny little bits and pieces. That's what gets in turtles, causes that floating syndrome that makes them, gets in their tummy. And well, there is a viral thing that happens too, but some of them have lots of microplastics in their tummy, and that's what makes them gas up and float like that one yesterday. Caves like this are where the First Nations people used to shelter. And this one's got water dripping out as well, fresh water. A lot of them have seepage. So perfect shelter from the elements and a bit of fresh water as well. They knew how to live in these places. Oh, here's a glass that's been cemented into the rock. Definitely a rum stash around here somewhere. I found the evidence. Unfortunately, the rum's escaped. It was embedded in this rock, like cemented in the rock. Look, it was in there. Oh, this is so cool. I feel like I'm in the Lion King movie. Waiting for Rafiki. Just all the swirls in the rocks, it's just trippy. And you just imagine what on earth, what catastrophic event created this, how long ago it was, how impermanent we are, you know. For me, it helps me reflect on my own mortality. You know, I really want to live every day to really try and enjoy as much as we can the simple things in life. And you don't have to actually come to an exotic location like this to really enjoy yourself. You can go down to the local park, and it helps to, for me, bring me back to the present moment. Stop thinking about my worries, stop thinking about I've got to do this, I've got to do that. You know what? I'm a human being, not a human doing. I can sometimes just sit. Wasting time is not wasted time. I love that line. It's just an absolute bit of genius poetry, and it really helps me to relax and to just chill and enjoy being, not doing. Honey, you should have seen the view from up there.
I can imagine, yeah.
It was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
The serenity was amazing, except for the yelping of the dogs, because they were not with me.
Yeah, they were down here with us.
They don't like staying on the boat when we go exploring. But National Park, what can you do? So, yeah, I just sat up there and wasted some time, and it was bloody amazing.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
It was worth it.
Wasting time's not wasted time. Busby Moreau, my favourite line.
There you go. A couple of ruins up here.
Yeah, I saw you go for a bit of a walk.
Yeah.
Old tractor or something.
Oh, something there. It's all rusted to pieces, and a little bit of a concrete pad and some mounds of rubble. And
just walking out on that little mangrove thing with all the pig face. I mean, how that survives in such a harsh environment with the salt water, those plants.
Let it go under.
Yeah, totally. And there's salt marsh, that would go under regularly, and there's salt marsh plants on there, which normally only cope with, you know, inundation a couple of times a month. So,
yeah, pretty special place.
Very special. Still looking for the cave.
It might be behind.
The mine shaft.
There's like a hole in that side there, but it's all got growth out in front of it now.
Well, if that's where the tractor is, that's where the shaft would be.
You would think that's where it would be, yeah, yeah.
Can we go and have a look?
Yeah, if you want
to. He wants to go fishing. This is the...
I want to go moving and looking for fishing spots.
This is always the dilemma, isn't it? I want to go exploring, he wants to go fishing, one boat.
No, we got two. I'll just leave you in this.
Well, you could do.
Trouble is you waste all the fuel catching up to us.
Yeah. All right. Well, until next time, goodbye, Noble Island.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll be here again.
I think we will, because it's
a lovely stop off.
Yeah, it's a great spot.
Maybe we'll get a chance to spend a few days here one day.
Yeah.
And you can really go looking at every single rock.
Thank you, darling.
Every square inch.
Thank you, baby.
Righto. Join us in the next episode where we continue on our offshore adventure. In the meantime, for fishing tips, workshops and fish planner tuition, visit our free training page at ryanmoodyfishing.com. There's a link to the gear and tackle we used on this trip below the video, and to follow along here for the rest of the trip, please like and subscribe, and we will catch you in the next episode.